So the business of on-chain analysis, why I use the word business as Emma was saying, is to be able to not just learn, but find a way we can be able to position ourselves in this, like in the space. I have a kind of a passion for seeing people learning the tech skill, but not able to position themselves well. And many people actually know this skill set. Many people know several things about tech, okay, but not many people actually teach it. I know many people that are on their own low key, they are making serious impact. Many of them will say there's no time. Some don't really have that passion to do several things. But now, knowing that like in this space, like for the past few years now, I've been actually training people in the tech skill phase, not just as a on-chain analyst now, like just like the regular like data analysis part we actually know of. That's like SQL, Power BI, Microsoft Excel. Sometimes I have a call from some brands, some businesses that okay, they need a local sales tracker. They're trying to organize their information, which we call like data also too. And they'll just call me and I'll just go there and find a way, okay, how can we make sense of the numbers? And that's how we kept on going. Passion kept on going. Then we entered into the blockchain space. And okay, how can we just make sense of the number and the insight? If you notice in the Web3 space, we have a lot and lot of niche from the content writers to the healers to the moderators to the community managers to the developers. But there's one niche you will not really hear about, which is the on-chain like analyst role. Not that it's not vital, not that it's not like existing, but like it's not everybody that really have that like that insight or that passion for it, right? And so and this is a niche whereby I like to tell people that how to know a part is for you is like the fact that you're making inquiries about a part, the fact that you have a yearning or a drawing towards a part. Some people just wait for their Michael to come and tell them, okay, this is what to do and the rest, not knowing that it's just through your thoughts. Just as we are just discussing like this, lots and lots of ideas are going to be happening. As we are just discussing like this, there are some things I'm going to learn from. There are some things I know you're going to learn from, and for those people also too that are in the community and several other places like that. So why I'm trying to start this, because of this is more of a onboarding call in the sense that we are trying to just show what we are going to be expecting, okay, towards the end of this course, the kind of communication we're going to be having. It's not going to just be, I will just show you this, you write this, and you go. No, it's going to be like that's why I call it the business of on-chain analysis. There are various aspects we're going to explore. Apart from just querying data, we're going to still be seeing several things also that are happening right here on the Web3 space. Okay, so I'm going to my next slide now. About me, I've introduced myself. My name is Oluwatobi, data coach, consultant, worked on more than 100 projects for various clients and worked on various Web2 projects and protocol. Okay, so that's me. So how data analysis is transforming the blockchain. My main goal, like the proof you actually went through the training, I tell people it's not that you got a certificate or you paid for a training. The proof you actually went for a training is that once they wake you up, Philip, can you explain to me what blockchain analysis is? You have something to say. So that's the actually proof. When you are trying to speak with a project and they're asking you, okay, can you send me your portfolio of various projects you have worked with? Philip has something to offer. So it's not your attendance, right? But what you're able to accumulate. Okay, what you're able to, the solutions that you're able to provide. Why? Because I always say this, and I don't know why I keep on repeating it several and several times. New skill sets open you up to new opportunities. So I'm very, very sure that an opportunity is about to come. And this is just you taking that leap of faith in trying to explore, right? So that you're going to be like going to be prepared enough. You like going to have the tool sets, the skill set to be able to maximize that opportunity. You might not have gotten the DMs now, you might not have seen the need now, but that's how it goes. Like a short story of my, like I remember I was trying to learn a particular tech skill there, not knowing that I thought I was learning for myself, not knowing that there are many others that are going to benefit from the skill set I'm about to provide. But when I was learning it, it was just me, the tutor, and my laptop. I was not even trying to learn it to actually earn in that point of things. But a time came, like I was just like in a building, in an event, just, oh, we need somebody that can educate people on this particular tech skill. I was like, yeah, like a friend of mine that saw me in the training and everything, just said, okay, like this person is actually tech savvy. I'm sure he'll be able to do something like that. And before that was it was not on that day I will now go and start to learn 101, something like that. I've been building up, but not knowing like there's an opportunity that I'm building up towards soon. That was how I just stood up that day. I just put like I actually came to actually learn. There was no coach then. Like I said, how God they work. Like I actually came to learn, but there was no coach to actually teach these people. So me, I was just a lot of like inquiry. I was like, okay, my friend said, okay, this person can actually coach, and that was what like really shined the light on my skill set, shine the light on not just um what I actually have to offer, but now looking beyond me, that's the impact that I tell people. Um, this is not a get rich quick scheme. Learning a tech skill is not just saying, okay, you just want to make money and or else there are lots of people making money from selling pure water, doing some sandy. There are various people that are making millions doing several things, not only tech. Okay, so like I knew, okay, some people say, okay, they need a remote work skill. Yes, making more money can bring you into a space. Getting a remote skill, remote opportunities can bring you in space, but they will not be able to keep you in that space. Why? Because of when you begin to grow, those are just for newbies. When like newbies are seen, that's why they'll jump from UI UX before you know, like next day they're now sound producers. Like before you know, from one skill set to another, one skill set to another. Why? They'll hear that this is hot. That's why, first of all, I should try to reduce that. People trying to say this is hot. So, like I think the next alpha is this. The next alpha is this. Like are you sure, sir? In the next 3 days, I'll get a job. Are you sure, sir? In the next, that's why I keep on explaining. That's why I call this the onboarding call because of trying to not just trying to show us what it actually takes. And as I always say, like data analysis is not just a software tool; it's a mindset. If your mind is set in the wrong place, you're going to burn out, you're going to lose out, and you're going to lack direction. The same thing I'm telling you right now, Philip, is the same thing somebody next week or next 2 months is going to come and ask you about. And like you will not be able to need to go and start to research. The same thing I'm telling you is the same thing you're going to tell them based on your own knowledge and the understanding that you're actually having. Okay, so that's why I'm trying to not just now we're going to come from the background of why tech. That's what I'm just speaking to you about. Is tech the only way of survival? I'm just trying to debunk that fact that no. I've trained lots of people across the space, just like last 2 weeks and the rest. I just had some, like several of my students enter my DM about they got a job, they got a gig. I was so happy for them, and I still have some that passed through the training. They don't still have a job yet. They are still learning more. I'm still so proud of them, and I have those people that have been telling me they want to learn data analysis for the last 2 years, and they have not still started. They just see my post or something like that, and you know that all those hype. They just want to. So like I know everybody's in different parts of their journey, and that's why I want to actually carry out this journey. So now that I've spoken about why tech and the main definition of the tech space, I want to now narrow it down to okay, now we have found a niche, but we are not still sure of the niche. So there are still other things too we are doing. You might have a 9 to 5 job. You might have some other gigs you're working on. Yes, that's fine. As we are still doing those jobs, we are also building something. And the blockchain analysis space is not something that is going to end next week. This is an emerging tech space and it's actually building in the future. There are various apps we have now. There are various business processes now that are closing up, right? Why? Because of there's a change and the next battlefield is going to be on chain. And that's what we're investing in time, our energy, and our resources right there now. Okay. So I'm sure from my speech, you can see this is just beyond trying to just to find a way around to survive. No, this is more than that. This is trying to find a way to position myself for global impact, for global like there are lots of benefits that we're going to see here as time goes on. But we have to now start step by step, breaking things down to definition. And that's why I have this how data analysis is transforming the blockchain. Okay. They said when you see a elephant, you don't eat a elephant at once, bit by bit. So the first bit is that the blockchain holds immense amount of data. Okay. Another word for data, since yes, we have some core words of data when it's before some will say like data is unstructured. After like a data has been structured, it's now information. But like I don't want us to work on those technicalities. Just what we understand. The blockchain holds amount of information. If, since that is the common word we know. So now they can provide invaluable insight into the crypto market, projects, trends, and more. But the data is very, very complex, okay, and it's very, very difficult to analyze. So this is our problem. This is why projects are going to be reaching out to you. This is why protocols are going to be reaching out to you. This is why you cannot be just casual about being a on-chain analyst in the learning. Why? Because of the data analysis space. Like, I think I have to add this slide to this, just to speak about the data analysis. For the core part, this is what we're actually doing. I believe this is going to be the engine that is going to build. This is the engine of various other career paths in the Web3 space. This is the engine of various industries, not just in the Web3 space, but like in various places. Okay, why? Because of we have to understand what's happening in the Web2 space. That's how we will be able to onboard them into the Web3 space. Okay, the goal of Web3 is not to annihilate, or that there are some things that might not even need to come on chain. Okay, so the goal is not just to say everything must come to, but to make sure that those people that are going to be much more efficient in the Web3 space are going to be onboarded. So the next slide now, what is Dune Analytics? So we have various platforms that help us query Web3 data, but one of the most used and the most should I use the word optimize is Dune Analytics. So as I said, Dune Analytics is a powerful data analysis platform that allows anyone to query, extract, and visualize blockchain data. The word query just means to get. Okay, I'm trying to extract something. Just like now, you entered a warehouse. Inside the warehouse, there are lots of shoes now. Let me say, like in the warehouse has various shoes. But what you actually want in particular is Air Jordan 1. All right. So you have to find a way to tell somebody to actually go there and extract just that shoe you want, okay, so that you can now see it. So that's what Dune Analytics is. Like notice I said the blockchain is complex and difficult to analyze. And that's how Dune Analytics makes it very easier to analyze. So it has become an essential tool for various crypto analysts, investors, traders, and plenty of people that are carrying out various research and information. All right. And so this is one of the headquarters of information. So in simple terms, Dune is just an interface, which we are still going to be seeing more, which connects node providers to what to the database they actually need using a language known as SQL. I'm going to still explain that much more better to you. So it covers various blockchain, but that's not what we are here for. So now there's lots and lots of limitations on Dune. This is very important. Okay, so Dune only has on-chain data, right? So there's no off-chain data. So what's the difference between on-chain data and off-chain data? On-chain data are data that are stored on the blockchain. Off-chain data are data that are not stored on the blockchain, right? So just like now, social media trends, pictures, videos, it's very hard to see like you want to open like a video or something like that inside like a database. Those information move the Web3 market, but they are not on-chain. Okay, so that means that Dune is just strictly for what? On-chain what? Data. That's why trying to combine Dune Analytics with other like data sources will give you a much more what? Complete what? Picture. Right? I don't know if you like actually understood that statement.
Yes.
Okay, thank you about that. So that's just one point. Then another thing, some of the data in Dune can lag in the sense that why I'm speaking about it because of there are some things that we're still going to work on. Okay, so some like data on Dune can be able to lag, right? So there might be some delays in trying to get information. Just imagine you want to run a bank transfer and like you want to actually pay for something, but it actually takes some time before the payment goes through. That's the same thing that happens in Dune. You might try to get some information, but it's going to take some time before the information will come. Another thing now is now the learning curves. It takes time for new users to learn to write SQL queries. Okay, why? Because of there's still some basics which we're still going to look at. in trying to write what SQL queries. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It's just like now, the computer might not understand English or Yoruba or Igbo or something like that. They have a particular language in which they understand. So one of those languages we are going to be working with is SQL. And SQL is a very basic and simple language. It's more like English, all right? So the next limitation here is only as accurate as the data. So quality of analysis depend on the quality of the data that is being indexed by Dune. Okay. Another thing is that some of like the premium limits, some of the parts of some interface, as we know with all like interface, they have some premium plans, but there's nothing like we cannot do with with the free plan they actually have. Is when you want to query a more extensive research, that's when you really need to pay for the query speed, just some few things, but they actually work in the freemium like modem. For this training, there's nothing we really need to pay for on the app. Everything we're going to be covering is just free. When the payment part comes, like maybe you have a protocol or a project that has something specific to actually do, that's where we might now think about getting those ones done or the rest. But right now, it's not really, really important. Okay, so that's just for the limitations of Dune. So right now, before we go there, we have just a kind of a roadmap here. What is the process like? So the first thing we're going to do now is that we want to know what's the exact data we need. After we know the exact data, they want to now find the data tables, which I'm going to show you right now. After we find the data tables, we're now going to write a SQL query. I will now visualize and publish the data, right? Just type doom.com on your laptop. Use the interface to you, right? So just like
Okay.
all web applications, the left-hand side, right, contains various sections, right? Those sections have various usage for them, but we're not exploring all those sections yet. What I want to do is just to show you the interface. Then in the next class we have, that's when we start to write some of the queries that we're going to be working with. Okay. So on the left hand side, there are various aspects like the search, discover, your profile, libraries, favorite, account, and like usage. Okay. So
Usage. Yeah.
then
Yeah.
this other side that we have discover, right? If you notice, we have dashboards, we have queries, we have creators, and we have blockchains. So just like on
Yes.
Facebook, once you write a post on Facebook, everybody can you share it with the community, that with the Facebook community, right? That's the same thing
Yeah.
over here. Once you are analyze like data, you can also share it with the world, with the community. And just like the way you have a like button on Twitter and on other social media platforms, you also have a star button. If you notice now, like this first one that has less sales, like you can see the username of the person that created the dashboard. You can see a
Yeah.
profile picture of the person that posted it, right? They're trying to tell you the time the person posted it, or it may also be the time the person updated the like that information, right? So sometimes that might be the time the person posted it or when the person updated it. Then if you now go to your far right, you see a star button. So that's the amount of people that have liked, okay, that have liked the dashboard, right? So this is
Yes.
the same
Yeah.
way like going to be sharing your post once you're done. So now let's click on boundless sale. Let's see what is happening. So that's fine. So what we want to actually look at is that we want to see the examples of what people are doing with Dune Analytics. We want to see what is actually happening, right? Before we will now start to now go on the basics, in the sense that this is going to give us a direction of what is expected from us. This is also going to give us a expectation of what clients are expecting. The fact that somebody posted something does not mean he's an expert in it. All right. You see, I have beginners right here. But what you can also do is trying to gain inspiration, trying to see how they are structuring several things. Then you now know what to add and how you can remove and what is going to be expected from us. Okay. So this is
Okay.
like as I said now, the first this thing you see is the username at Zombot, right? Slash boundless sale.
Yes.
All right. And like you can see, there's a
Yes.
hashtag showing that this is trending, and he has like 2 likes. So now how do we see what he's doing now? The first what he has here is that okay, like the next thing you see now is that star button I spoke to you about, a logo to GitHub like a repository. We have the
Yeah.
camera button and we have the run button. So don't click it now, but if you click the run button, you can be able to run the exact code this person ran on his project. But that's not what we're looking at. We just want to review his work. So the first ligator set we have here is you now, like you notice, I'm just trying to show you how to read a project on Doom, right? That's what I'm trying to show you, how like I
Okay.
can read a project on Doom. So the first thing that we will first look at is the name. If you don't have the name, you will like you don't know what to expect. You don't know the direction. Like just going to like an airport and you're just trying to enter every plane. Like you don't know the location. All right. So the first
Mm.
thing is that you want to know what is the like data set all about. So from here we say user rankings by what USD pledge. So and USDC pledge, right? So sometimes there's some
Yeah.
various terms in the Web3 space that you must have to explore. I think I have a spreadsheet that is going to break some common terms down. Okay, we all know that like USDC are part of some stable coins we have, but don't worry about that. That's not what we are looking at. So he did user rankings by USDC pledge. This is for a particular project. From what he's saying now, boundless sale. So that is the sale of a project or a token in the boundless or called boundless, because of most of the times some titles are related to a project. Okay, so that's what we are not trying to demystify this. Okay, so he ranked them from number one and you can see to number nine, but there's a scroll bar to scroll down. So we have a column. Now, let me explain the rows and column. We have some names of the columns. So, like the columns are horizontal, the names are what? Vertical, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we have here. Columns are horizontal, names are like the other ones are vertical. So in this column we have rank. Many a times we might not really understand what rank means. You can now go and make your research. So this is like trying to number them based on their position. Then we now have address. That means this is the contract address these people are using. Then we now have the pledge amount. That means that what is happening with this now, I can say that okay, some people um, pledge to pay a particular amount to a project, and it's now trying to rank them based on the amount pledged. Like we're not just trying
Yeah.
to go through this just to. So that means that I can be ranking the top 10 users for a particular project, a particular protocol. You understand? Based on certain
Yes.
parameters. You understand?
Yeah.
So, like analysis is not just doing something random. There's a point we are heading to. All right. The next one now. Let's scroll down to the next table. Since he just has two tables now. Yeah. So that's fine. So what he's trying to say is that he's not trying to distribute the users by the amount pledged. That means those people that are pledged from 100 to 200 USDC, they are what 773. Those ones that
73.
are now
Yeah.
pledged from 500 to 600. So if you notice, this information is important. If I'm the owner of a project, I will now know the amount to expect for my project. You understand? So this
Yeah.
analysis, we have some analysis that are not really necessary, and we have some analysis that are necessary. Some analysis might not be
Okay.
like necessary to a particular audience, but it might be necessary to another what audience. Okay, so now, and if you now scroll down, like now notice that okay, that's all he did. There's no pie chart, there's no graph chart, there's no complex coloring. Very simple. He just dropped two tables, and those two tables have what? Vital information. Like I can scroll down using the other scroll button to just scroll through up and down again. Then I see that it's just two tables. No complex chart, no logo, no picture, nothing. And if somebody that works for Boundless see this, they from this information they can know what to expect. Okay, so let's check the next one, FDF now. My goal is for us to
FDR.
explore various existing dashboards so that we'll see what we're going to expect. Okay, so like in the next class we have, that's when we're going to be writing this code in. So now if you notice, that first dashboard we saw was just basics, right? No too much talk,
Yeah.
straight to the point. But you can now see somebody else now. I'm seeing pictures, I'm seeing numbers everywhere, and lot of things. Okay, so like
Yeah.
notice for
Yeah.
me to understand what is happening, there are lots of information here. But what's the first thing we do? The first thing is to find the name of the table, right? So from the username, after the
Okay.
username, we have fdffootball.form mega dashboard terminal. Okay, I might not really
Yeah.
understand all that, but like I still read through. Sometimes you might not understand the name of a project, like until you now read through. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
like looking at it now, the key sections. He said he has the market cap, supply, circulation, valuation, liquidity, adoption, holder, distribution, right? And he gives a
Yeah.
detailed explanation of the names of all these key sections. Then if you now look at the right hand side, I'm seeing $10. Okay, as known as what? TVL. Okay, so that's like the
TVL. Yeah.
total value, like the output versus the inflow. So there are several things we call KPIs. KPI stands for key performance indicators. All right. For me to know, like, when you meet somebody, you want to ask them their age, you want to ask them some critical information, how many children they have, how many this one or that one they have, right? Those are key informations. So when you meet a project, what are the key informations needed for a project? All right. I want to know the market cap. I want to know the supply. I want to know the valuation. I want to know the liquidity. These are questions like investors are going to be asking you. They'll come, Philip, where should I put my money? Philip, how should I like distribute this? So, Philip, what is the next goal for us to actually do? Right? So this is the information you're going to come and feed off from. You're not a magician. Like, it's through the information you can extract. That's the way you're going to be able to give advice. That's why I say that the data analysis role is more of an advisory role. The data analysis role is more of you trying to help somebody get something done. The data analysis role is you acting as a consultant based on what, now that you're in the compliance space, there are some clients you have, what they will need, it might not be compliance. They might just need research. You understand that kind of stuff. So it's after you have done for them
Yeah.
the research, you have helped them to do some other thing, they'll do not trust you. Okay, I also need somebody in our so sometimes it might not be that skill set you have that I will open the door. It might be like a ambassador role, a airdrop role, a community manager role that might just be you getting into the door. But for you to now scale to a leadership positions, that's when you might not see this word analysis role now coming to bear. That is not the time you want to come and be having training. That's the time you want to be showing what workings. Okay, so let's just scroll down through
Yeah.
as we need to round up. Okay, so we have different charts here, flow breakdowns. Scroll down again. Okay, scroll down again. Supply, scroll down again. It's looking much more complex now, right? Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Let's go to the end. Okay, so I think this is more of an extensive research. Watch what we just saw. We saw two different projects from two different people. One person did something simple, straight to the point, and another person did
Yeah.
something intensive. All right, based on his
Yeah.
audience, based on what is required for him, that's the research is carrying out. Okay, based on what is actually required from him, that is what the research is carried out.